Hi, it's Jay from Iridescent Tarot, back with some more sparkle for you. So today we have a very exciting unboxing from Kei Gratton, who is a multimedia artist, and I'm like over the moon excited about this. So first of all, let's just take a look at this beautiful packaging. I couldn't show you the full, this is an unboxing because I'm unboxing these, but the actual box itself had like a little handwritten, like what her hashtags are. So I will insert a picture here. But unfortunately I had to ditch the box because it was just totally waterlogged from being outside in inclement weather. But these are super well protected and they look like they are just doing fine. So I have two decks here today, and I just love whenever there is little handmade touches with anything indie decks. It's just so exciting. Oh my gosh, there's little secret messages on the back. I don't want to spoil it for anyone else who's going to order, but it's really, really, really lovely. Let's start off on this side over here. This is the Kei Tarot Love. And this is a deck that I have been eyeballing. I've known about it for years. It's been on my list. And Elizabeth from The More Intuitive Me posted a wonderful video, I'll tag it in the description box, and featured this deck in it. And the Nine of Swords card is what finally convinced me to that I needed to just buy this deck. And I know that there's been multiple printings of this deck, and I think that the later, more recent editions have thicker cardstock, and me being really picky with my cardstock, I like thinner cardstock, especially on cards that are a little bit oversized. So I reached out to Kei, asked if she had any of the old stock thinner cardstock decks hanging around, and she did. In the meantime, I noticed that she had made an oracle deck called Jaguar Kai. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then I went promptly over to YouTube to try to search and find if anyone had done a walkthrough of it yet. And there's nothing on YouTube about it yet. So Kei very generously gifted me this deck in order to do a walkthrough. And I'm so, so grateful. And that was very generous of her. All right, let's just open the boxes here. So this is a nice craft paper. Kei Tarot Love, a magical deck of intuitive paintings to access your heart's inner wisdom. And the box tops are designed to be a little altar with your very own crystal that she's attached with this one-of-a-kind piece of artwork. The handmade touches are wonderful and beautiful, and I'm so excited about that. The guidebook on the older edition with the thinner cardstock was hand bound, and I love that too. So I'm really excited she sent me this guidebook because I was hoping that I would get that. And it's got this plastic band on it. Nice cozy little place to rest your deck. She did tell me she was including a sample of what the current cardstock is like, so we'll do a little comparison when we are further into the deck. Okay, and for Jaguar Kai, we've got a sacred oracle deck of awakening guided by the earth and sky. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I love the sparkles. And, oh, nice. This one's hand bound as well. Oh, cool. It's like a multi-fold pamphlet. So this one comes in shrink wrap. Just to compare cardstock right up front, we've got the old version of tarot, the current version that's for sale of Kei Tarot Love, and the Oracle Jaguar Kai. So I said that the Oracle deck is actually a little thicker than the tarot deck, and that's why she included one of the current cards for me to be able to compare. So the old thin cardstock is indeed very thin. Now, I like thin cardstock, and I'm really excited to see how this shuffles. Thickness-wise of the deck, I would say this is the Lilifer Tarot, and this is Kei Tarot Love. They are just about the same height. Let me include. Okay, so Kei Tarot Love's maybe a card thicker, maybe not even. So if you have the current gold edition of Lilifer, that's about the thickness, which this deck is super thin, but it's springy. And this cardstock also feels like that thin, springy cardstock, but I have to shuffle it to know. The current day cardstock definitely feels more substantial. It's just got more heft to it, but it still feels flexible. Like I think if I had ordered the version that she has out right now, I would have still been happy with that cardstock. The Oracle cardstock is definitely the thickest of all. I would say this most closely resembles something along the lines of like the Star Child Tarot in thickness. Yeah, holding them up side by side, they look about the same to me. They have the same feel, like strength wise. So I would say it's about the thickness of this. Texturally, they all feel similar, even though the thickness of this is close to Lilifer. Lilifer is definitely more like chalky matte. This is like a nice satin matte. The listing for the current Kei Tarot Love says it's printed on matte 120-pound cardstock, but I'm used to seeing GSM, so I'm not really sure how that translates. And that they're 5 by 3.5, which is like a standard Oracle size deck. Yeah, maybe just a tiny bit larger than Star Child. So I think the thought is that you can use the, yeah, that is so cool. You can use the cover as a little makeshift altar. I love that. I think that's so ingenious and creative. And the fact that it is the back of the cards just ties in very nicely with each of the deck. And it makes you feel like you have like this homemade piece of artwork just for you, and the energy of the crystal like imbuing itself into the deck, which I love. Things like this truly are the reason why you see me buying indie decks. There's just something special about having a thing that was handcrafted for you with good intentions. And I am so happy to support artists in this way. And I feel like these are prized and cherished decks in my collection now. So there are flip throughs of Kei Tarot Love on YouTube already. Specifically Dawn Michelle, her video was so good. I think I watched it 3 times, just like enjoying the images while I was waiting for this deck to come. And I really liked her commentary on a lot of the cards. So I'm not going to spend forever walking through the tarot. I'm just going to chat a little bit about why this deck called to me and started this whole thing. So I love abstract artwork tarot decks. I have had a few throughout my tarot collecting days. Right now, the 2 that come to mind that I have in my collection are the Shimmering Veil Tarot by Cilla Conway and the Marguerite Peterson Tarot. And we did a week with Deck Connectors Club with Marguerite Peterson, and I ended up not... I kind of sat on the fence on it. And when I was trying to decide whether I wanted to keep it in my collection or not, I just felt like there was unfinished work between us. The guidebook is super poetic, and because it was crafted over 22 years, I feel like there's a lot there. But at the same time, somewhat recently, I heard somebody say, like, if I don't like the artwork on a deck, I'm not going to use it. And I think that ultimately, while I like the abstractness of Marguerite Peterson, the actual artwork itself isn't something that I would ever like hang in my house or really want to be looking at for that long of a time. And that realization was a large reason why I was like, this to me is going to feel different, because it's got these colors that are so me. This vibrant neon pink, this bright violet purple, you know, like this is the kind of abstract art that I want to be looking at. And even though Marguerite's been around for many, many years, and yes, she might have a lot to offer. This is more of the artwork that resonates with me now and that I do want to look at. I always feel like he kind of looks like Edward Cullen. What's his name? I don't remember. Anyways, he kind of looks like that to me. I love the mixed media artwork. I've read Kai's bio and like anything that was on her website, and she doesn't really use paintbrushes. She uses her hands, and she meditates before painting, surrounds herself with crystals and stones, and you know, she imbues Reiki into her paintings, and I just love everything about that. Like it just feels like there's so much spirit and intention behind her art, and it can evoke emotion in me, and that's really something that I'm looking for. Like this King of Cups looks so kind and gentle, like you would want him to be like holding you in his warm embrace. So yeah, one thing that you might notice is that there's a number 447 on all of the cards, and I believe that is Kai's spirit number. Like that number is special and important to her, so she signs her artwork with that number. Her work centering on the meditative reflections of an internal landscape really spoke to me. And there's another internal landscape abstract deck. It's in French. I think it's Tarot of the Internal Landscape, Passage Intérieur, something like that. And I liked that deck for that aspect, but the color palette on that was so dark and heavy, and was like, as I was looking through the images online, it was like dragging me down. And that's just like, as much as I like the shadow work aspect of tarot and looking at our interior world with the help of tarot, I don't want to be drawn down to that level. I want something that also has an uplifting, like positive and negative, light and dark, you know, that balance as well. I think the quartz here it looks like actual feathers to me. I couldn't tell in the walkthrough if it was just watercolor that had feathered really cool, but I think they're true feathers on the 3 of the pentacles. So funny. I wish that I could make art like this. Like I tend to lean towards abstract in my watercoloring, but there's something about this mixed media that feels so raw and I don't know, just primal, but also from the depths of the soul. And I like that some of the cards have the words like scratched out of the paint. And there's just a variety in what we're seeing, whether it's animals, some people in the courts and whatnot. This is the card that Elizabeth had pulled in her reading. And I said, when she pulled the card, I was watching the video on my phone, so it was a tiny viewfinder, and she pulled it, and I went, oh, the Tower. And she mentioned, oh, like when I pulled this, I thought it was the Tower, but it was really the 9 of Swords. And sometimes the 9 of Swords can feel like the Tower, and I just really appreciated seeing the link between this 9 of Swords and the Tower. Now, I just want to compare. Let's see here. Yeah, honestly, the Tower card looks a little bit more uplifting than the 9 of Swords. Like you'd rather be in the landscape of the Tower where we've got some, birds, growth happening. There's like some lightness in the dark. Whereas with the 9 of Swords, it's just like this explosion, and yeah. I really liked that. The one figure in this deck that scares the ever-living you-know-what out of me is this 10 of Swords card. I can't really even look her in the eye. So I think that this is the only card in the deck that I'm going to need to work with. Like she just like puts my stomach in knots, and that makes sense for the 10 of Swords. I think there's this like piercing sword here, and it's like 10x that, like, yeah, I'm going to need to do some serious work with her. But the rest of the figures, these are like the non-super people-y people that I like in my decks. So, oh, I just love it. I love it so much. I have been constantly picturing the images from this deck all week long, and I've just been so excited to put this deck into my practice. Let's do a little shuffle. Oh, I love it. Okay. It's so nice. I'm sure that the cardstock that she chose for this updated printing is just as lovely. All right, let's see what Kei Tarot Love has to say to us today. And we'll take a look at the guidebook. We've got the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups. This feels like we are... This is really speaking to my inner child. Like, we are on the precipice of looking at tarot in a new way that is really something that my inner child would have loved to have. Like, this is making my inner child scream. Let's see what her guidebook says. So we've got, please share the love. The majors and the minors. Okay, Three of Wands. I witness seeds of new growth. Stage is set. Open the curtain. And then Six of Cups. I am of many lifetimes. Innocence in the knowing. Soulmates. Yes. Like, here we are. We're here. We're ready to take a look at all the things that this deck has to show me, and revisiting some of my memories and inner child life, which is exactly how I really like using my decks. So this is super exciting. Okay, now the piece de resistance is the Jaguar Kai Oracle deck, and I'm just going to read this to help us understand what this deck is all about. So, enter the sacred wisdom of Jaguar Kai. In vibration with the mystical energies of the earth and stars, Jaguar Kai awakens an inner dialogue of intuitive knowing resting somewhere between the seen and the unseen. Step back, get a little closer, question and ponder, inviting self-reflection for deep transformational work. Uncover the layered intentions within each card with an open heart, unveiling your soul's higher purpose connected to the cyclic seasons, ancient animal totems, star constellations, planetary energies, and lunar illuminations. Jaguar Kai is in all of us. Invite the love in, you will receive. And so that kind of makes sense as to why the guidebook is folded in this way, because we have a breakdown of different categories within this deck. So the first category are the cyclic seasons. So we've got winter, spring, summer, autumn. Then we've got the animal totems. So we've got 12 animal totems that are aligned with the sun signs. Then we've got the houses, which represent our interior landscapes that have symbolic locations. Then we flip. We've got our lunar cycles. And then planets. And finally, the north and south node, with a deck blessing and some ways to interact with the deck. So this was created during the 2020 lockdown, and I believe was just recently released. So let's take a look. As I'm handling this, I can definitely understand why the thicker cardstock was chosen. It's got like this nice body to it that works in an oracle deck with fewer cards. Okay. So here we have our seasons. Enter the silent winter. Out of the cocoon, spring. Swimming naked, summer. I love that one. The sage makes gold, autumn. Now we're into the animal totems. So we've got falcon, beaver, deer, woodpecker, salmon, brown bear. I love the key phrases with these. It gives you so much to chew on. They are both specific and also broad. Dive deep, even deeper. Like, yeah, you can curl in and go deep, but then go in even deeper. Live an aesthetic life. Oh, look at how cute the otter is. Be a good kind of weird. That reminds me of the Bloom and Lovelies Oracle. There's one card in it that says, but you like it a bit weird. And I always read that in my brain with an English accent. Okay, I loved the different types of cards. So the houses are the only ones that are in this house-shaped outline. I just thought that was so creative and cool. So you can very clearly see when you have a house card. Even though I'm not an astrologer, I still know a little bit about astrology, and I think that this is a really good way to increase my astrology knowledge with it being pretty low stakes, because I can opt to incorporate it if I want to, or I can just read this like any other oracle deck and just know that it has these layered meanings underneath it. This I liked too, this dark space of transformation, House of Snake. It's very much giving devil energy, or like Ten of Swords devil combo. Okay, so this is the House of Otter. So we have the House of Otter and the Otter card. That would be really funny to get, like, if you pulled two of these and you got the otter in the House of Otter. I can see that there could be lots of ways to incorporate this deck. Like if you pulled an animal totem and you asked, where does that live? And you pulled a house card, you could really look at your astrological chart and kind of dig deep with this. Then we've got these moon phases. Oh, these are beautiful. She really chose such expansive keywords. And I love that it has just barely any people. The people that you do see aren't super people-y. Her artwork is so evocative, so full of passion, so soulful, so intuitive. Like, that's got to be real sparkles on there. What I wouldn't do for an original for an original painting of hers. Oh my gosh. With all the glitz and the glam on it. Oh, I love these. A New Day. I Am Cyclic. Soul map. So we've got the North Node and the South Node. Soul map and karmic release. Beautiful. Here's the backs. Stunning. All right, let's take a shuffle for these. Ooh, okay, even though it's thicker, it's still able to riffle. Yeah, this makes me feel even more confident that had I gotten the current edition of the tarot, that it would have been fine. Let's see what our message is from Jaguar Kai. And we'll take a look at the guidebook. I'm super excited to use these in unison. Out of the cocoon, spring. Man, I am feeling that spring energy. I really am just waiting out the cold and feel like we are just so close to breaking through into springtime. And even if it's still far enough away that we're gonna get more snow, I still need to see those little breakthroughs of hope to get to that other side. Out of the cocoon, spring. The dawn of a new cyclic year awakens spirit with an expansive life force. Connect to the element fire. I ignite passion to share my brilliant ideas with the collective. Spiritual plane, spiritual love. I could see myself, like I said, separating the deck into the different categories and then pulling one card from each category to do a focused reading where you have the lunar phase, you have the house that they're in, you have the season, and really using the different categories as a way to structure my reading. Yeah, I'm just like, my brain is exploding with ideas right now. So I'm just trying to get them all out while they're flowing. I could see myself pulling one of them from each category and then pulling a tarot underneath to like look at the interplay between the oracle and the tarot. This card is beautiful. Yeah, I'm so excited. I really, really am. I think that she did a beautiful job on the artwork and has such a unique signature style with that also still leaves room for a lot of variability within the type of artwork that she produces. It's stunning. So actually, just for comparison, again, of cardstock, we've got the Oracle, which has 48 cards, and then the Tarot, which has 78. And you can see they are just about the same thickness. So that can help kind of show you what the cardstock's like. All right, let's flip together and take a look at how they harmonize. I know it's going to be beautiful. The Ace of Wands with the Sage Makes Gold, Autumn. Eight of Wands with Crystals of Grandeur, House of Goose. The Tower with Seek Spiritual Unions, beautiful. The Star with Bridging Voices. I'm sure that color will play a lot into my reading of this deck. How the interplay of the colors between the Tarot and Oracle talk to each other. Like, it looks like you're in the cave with this deer, but then if you were to look on the other side, like turn around, you'd see this field where the butterfly is free in the Six of Pentacles. Three of Swords and the journey begins. What a tough journey after a Three of Swords moment. But this makes it feel like, you know, new moon, the journey begins. Like you're turning a new chapter, a new page. They're fantastic together. I mean, beautiful. Love. Okay, let me grab a few pairings for these decks and see what I can come up with. Okay, because I tend to pair Tarot and Oracle and not Tarot and Tarot, I'm going to go through the pairings with the Kei Tarot Love first with oracles that I already have, and then I'm going to reverse and do Jaguar Kai with some tarots that I have. So here is this is the Color Vision Oracle. I am still trying to find a place in my collection for this deck. I'm not certain that it's staying yet, but oh, that looks really cool. Look at the pointy parts of his hat are like reflected here. This is definitely staying now. I think this is cool because of the intuitive nature of Kai's artwork. That's cool. Really helps hone in on the color aspects that are happening. Cool. This is Gaia Lessons from the Earth, which is a watercolor deck. I think that the mixed media is too wild for Gaia. Gaia's a little more tame. Yeah. Let's go more abstract This is Devas of Creation, the original. I wonder if this is a little too dark. Oh, that looks cool. Sorry about the glare on that one. They could work. These two I'm most excited to pair. Like, honestly, what I think I'm going to end up doing is having her two decks be a married pair where I'm not going to really incorporate too many other decks, but just for kicks and giggles. Let's see. This is Kathy Nichols' Synchronicity Oracle. So another mixed media deck, but definitely different art style. Ooh, that looks really cool. You've got the sun here that looks like it's reflected in the eye of the wolf, and then you've got the same color scheme happening here in the Ace of Pentacles. Cool. These look good. The Synchronicity and the story cards look very similar, so yeah, these look cool together. That just looks like such a Dr. Seuss type, like fish in the sky, and then the way it flows into the wildflower. I love the color mixing. She's very cold, right? She's got the dark purple, the dark hair, and it's asking her to invite some joy into her life, some warmth. Cool. Here's that Bloomin' Lovelies that I was talking about. So I don't know that art style these are gonna go, but I love the cheeky phrases on this deck, and I feel like it matches the energy. Yeah, this is cool. That justice and your tale deserves to be told. Beautiful. And the way that it's scratched up in the sky there. They're so good. Fool, get in the sea. Like, jump. Jump, fox. It almost looks like that same character here. Oh my god, this pairing. It's like an unexpected pairing. I would have never picked this pairing unless I had seen that similarity in phrasing in the Oracle. Love. That's so fun. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, and this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Do not wonder what the brouhaha is all about if you started the brouhaha. And then it says truth. Like, they're talking to each other. And look at his pink mouth. Oh my god, it's just chef's kiss. All right, so for our first pairing with the Oracle, let's do the Zoomies Tarot, which is by the same creator as the Bloomin' Lovelies. Oh my god, tell me that pig isn't ready to go swimming naked. Is it a pig? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it wants to go swimming. Life lessons are gifts. Yes, confetti, no regretty. Oh, I love this. Live an aesthetic life, and then the Oracle of Wands. What an unexpected pairing. Truly. And the wave, and the wave. And the fair go round, and the illumination of that full moon. Yeah. Who would have thought? Joy is a playroom. Wave your legs in the air like you just don't care at the dog-forsaken swingers club. And he's like swinging like a playroom. Oh my god. Love. So like the Devas of Creation, this is Silicon Way. That's kind of cool. Yeah, for some reason I feel like the tarot and this Oracle, look at that. They look like they're in cahoots. Go well together, more so than the other pairing with the Kei Tarot Love and the Devas. This pairing goes well. Awesome. Favorite deck of all time, Playful Heart. Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't have a lot of oracles that go super well with Playful Heart. Look at this. 9 of Pentacles, a place to wake internally. Like you can see, you can envision this character being plucked right into this little, it almost looks like a terrarium of awakening. King of Swords looking very, you know, official in his little suit and tie, and dismantle conforming norms. Damn. The sun and a new day, sun. Oh, can you tell how happy I am right now? Double sun happy. Let's try Yukika. This is my favorite card of all time of any deck. I like this out of the cocoon spraying with this dandelion. I think these look nice together. I know that Yukika is more straightforward watercolor, but there's something about them that this goes nicely. Rise up, brave one with judgment. And this judgment, the guidebook talks about, you know, setting boundaries. Cool. And just to see how the combination of super colorful and very limited color palette go, I love it. Oh my gosh. Like it feels like this rainbow here could be the hair altogether. My heart is swelling right now. I'm so very grateful, not only to Kai for sending me this oracle, but to all of the creators of all of these amazing decks. Like I could cry. I'm just so grateful that everybody is brave enough to put their artwork out into the world and persevere and make beautiful new creative things for all of us to enjoy. It's just so special, and really it is the backbone of my tarot practice, is this like creative spirit mixed with self-reflection. And yeah, I'm just at a loss for words of how grateful I am that this is even a thing. Well, there you have it. Kei Tarot Love, Jaguar Kai. I wish you could see my face right now. These are so special. They bring a sense of free artistic expression and meaningful introspection together, and I think that I'm going to gain so much from working with both of these. I see them as a married pair. Like I do anticipate working with them together the most, but I have so many other decks in my collection that I can swap in and out to just have variety too. And I'm just so, so happy. And thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this peek at these two beautiful, beautiful decks. And if you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will talk to you later. Signing out.